Welcome to my channel. In this session, we will discuss the concepts and questions on circles, the first part. This is the 19th in the series of geometry videos that we are making. If you look at a circle, from the center of the circle, any point on the circle will be equidistant, and this is called radius. This distance from center to any point on the circle is called r, that is radius. Now, there are three other lines that are important in circle. The first one is chord. What is a chord? Chord is a line segment that joins two points on the circle. Now, the biggest chord is going to be the diameter, that is 2 times of radius. If this is the center, if you draw a chord through the center, this is the center, this is radius, or 2r, we call it diameter. The diameter is the biggest chord, which is equal to 2r. The next one is secant. Secant is a line that originates outside the circle and goes through the circle. It intersects circle at 2 points. And the next one is tangent, which touches the circle at a point here. Right? Let's discuss these properties. Radius and tangent are perpendicular to each other. If you look at, this is the center. If this is the OA is the radius, PA is a tangent, the angle between radius and tangent is always 90 degrees. Radius and tangent are always perpendicular to each other. Second point, from a point outside the circle, only two tangents can be drawn and the two are equal in length. Say, for example, from a point P, if I draw PA is a tangent, PB is a tangent, only two tangents can be drawn and these two are equal in length. PA equals to PB. Next, from a point outside a circle, PT is a tangent, PAB is a secant, means the relation is PT square equals to PA into PB. That is important, please. PB, not AB. PA into PB. Now, if I consider two secants, in fact, how many secants we can draw? We can draw only two tangents, but how many secants we can draw from a point? We can draw infinite number of secants. But if I consider two secants, PAB is a secant and PQ is a secant, the relation is PA into PB, PA into PB equals to PQ into PR. PQ into PR. Next, let's talk about common tangents. If one circle is inscribed in the other circle, there is no common tangent here. But if the two circles are touching each other internally at one point, from that point of contact we can draw a line which will be a common tangent for both the circles. We'll come back to this D part a little later. If I take two circles intersecting each other, there are two common tangents. Here only one common tangent. Here there are two common tangents. Here no common tangent. And if they touch each other externally, we have two common tangents here and then one more here. Total we have three common tangents. And if they don't touch each other, if they are like this, we have four common tangents. These are two. Total we have four common tangents. Now, if you look at, this is the center of the circle. This is R1. If this is center of, say this is center of the circle, this is center of the circle, this is R2. The distance between these two centers is called D. In this case, D equals to R1 plus R2. Whereas here, if you see, this is the center, this is R1. This is the center of this circle, this is R2. But there is a gap between the two circles, means the distance between the two circles is greater than R1 plus R2. Here what happens, this is the distance, this is R1. If this is the center, this is R2. But if you see, there is an overlapping area. Because there is an overlapping area, the distance between them is less than R1 plus R2. Here, this is first big circle center R1. This is the radius. This is center C1. This is C2. This is R2. The distance between the centers is equal to R1 minus R2. Here, because one circle is within other circle, distance will be less than R1 minus R2. If they are touching each other internally, it is R1 minus R2. Since they are not touching each other internally, it will be less than R1 minus R2. Now, here, these two tangents, this top one and these two tangents are called direct common tangents. These two are called direct common tangents. This middle one, see this one, these two are called transversal common tangents. What is the difference between direct common tangent and transversal common tangent? See, for direct common tangent, if you take this direct common tangent, both circles will be on the same side. Both circles will be on the same side. See, for this, both circles are on the same side. Or for this, again, both circles are on the same side. You take here, both circles are on the same side for these two tangents. But if we consider transversal common tangent, the two circles are on the either side, alternate side. One circle is this side, other one is this. Or you take here, see, one circle is this side of the line, the other circle is the other opposite side, alternate side of the line. Or you consider this, this is the transversal common tangent. You can see this is the line, the two circles lie on the either side of the line. Whereas for a common, direct common tangent, two circles lie on the same side of the tangent there. And there is a formula to find the length of this direct common tangent or transversal common tangent. Length of direct common tangent equals to square root of d square minus r1 minus r2 whole square, where d is the distance between the centers. As I said, d is the distance between the centers, r1 and r2 are the radius of the two circles there, right? So these are a few important points. Then we will take a couple of questions. A few more theorems or few more rules on circles we will do in the second session. Based on what we have discussed, now let's discuss a couple of questions. If two circles of radius 12 centimeter and 8 centimeters touch each other externally, find the length of direct common tangent to the two circles. Now, when two circles are touching each other externally, what we discussed just now, the distance between the centers will be equal to r1 plus r2 we discussed, right? And what is the length of the direct common tangent? We discussed d square minus r1 minus r2, r1 minus r2 whole square. You can check here. When the two circles are touching each other externally, the distance is equal to r1 plus r2, and length of direct common tangent is square root of d square minus r1 minus r2 whole square. Now, if I apply here, the two circles are 12 and radius are 12 and 8 means d equals to 12 plus 8, 20. Now, length of this direct common tangent is square root of d square 20 square minus 12 minus 8 whole square. That is square root of 20 square minus 12 minus 8 4 square. It is square root of 400 minus 16. It is square root of 384. Square root of 384 means I can take, this is 64 into 6. So 64 if I take out, it will be 8 root 6. So the answer is 8 root 6 centimeters, right? So let's take up one more. In the given figure, AB is a tangent and AD is a secant. AB is a tangent and AD is a secant to the circle from A. If AC is 8, CD is 10, find AB. And we know the relation between tangent and secant. AB square equals to AC into AD, right? So AB we have to find out. AC is 8. What is AD? AD is 8 plus 10, 18. 18 to 18, 144, which is 12 square. So I can say AB is equal to 12. So our answer is 12. Students, for more concepts on geometry, please reach my profile at Udemy. The link is given below in the description, where you find a comprehensive course on geometry and mensuration. Thank you.